Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. My name's Ashley Wood, and I'll be your host as we take an inside look at the world of horse breeding and racing. So saddle up because Hot to Trot is ready to break from the gate now. Hi everyone, this is Ashley Wood here live on Hot to Trot at Pocono Downs at Mohegan, Pennsylvania, and we are here for one of the biggest days of harness racing here in the Northeast, Sun Stakes Saturday. And of course, I am not alone. I have the one and only Daily Racing Form, Derek Givner. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. We've had fun over the years.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I love coming to Pocono Downs. It's just a beautiful track. You know, you get some really fast races, and we got really lucky with the weather. I mean, it was supposed to be raining and, you know, thunderstorms and stuff, and now it said it's going to hold over till later. So I'm kind of excited what could happen today.
I was really panicking 2 days ago. People, like, there was being meetings, how we were going to set up everything and change everything inside. So prayers were answered that we have the weather gods among us today. And we have a full racing card. We have 14 races. So fantastic day of racing here. Over $2.3 million in purse money. So nothing to shy away from if you're a horse player. We got some of the best horses, you know, in the Northeast coming out today.
Yeah, all stakes races, the entire card. Well, there's 2 invites, but they're kind of like stakes races. I think they're both graded. I think they're both grade 3s, and then we have some grade 1s and grade 2s on the card. The way they work these races out is kind of interesting because all the 3-year-olds, there's 12 races. There's 4 divisions. They, you know, map them out by gait and sex, and then they, you know, take them by earnings, and they divide them up by earnings. So what you're left with is like really competitive and even races because you have the best horses racing against the best, the second best versus the second best, and down the line. It's kind of cool format.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it, and of course, like, you are the knowledge in this industry, just recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. Talk a little bit about that. That was a huge honor.
Yeah, it was a great experience. You know, my whole family and a lot of friends came out to watch it, and, you know, listen, it's a thrill to be in there. I'm so happy that I was able to achieve this over 30 years in the industry. It is also a little bit of a relief, you know, because, you know, I don't really love the attention, you know. Too big of a spotlight on me. I'd rather just kind of sit off on the side and write my articles and, you know, but you know what? I appreciate everyone that's come up to me and said congratulations, and it's well deserved, and at least it shows me that my time in the sport was well spent.
No, it is well deserved, and you've been, because of course, you know, like, I didn't come from harness racing, and you were one of the nicest people in this industry to come up to me and just give me, like, some knowledge about the sport. You've always been so gracious, and I just love working with you. We've had fun. You've been on Hot to Trot before. You were with us for the sale in the fall, so this is. And I agree, being in the spotlight's not always what it's cracked up to be. I never wanted a podcast, but here I sit with one. But at least I get to sit next to you today.
Listen, there's no better experience than being able to sit next to you for the next hour, and, you know, I'm really enjoying it. And I think the reason why you think I'm so nice is you caught me towards my later years, you know, where I've mellowed out a little bit, and, you know, I was maybe a little sarcastic when I was younger, and I think I've grown up a little bit. All the kudos go to my wife.
Hey. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your wife. Good job. I give all the kudos to her too.
20-something years of training, and you know what? I'm getting closer.
She broke you well.
Yes.
I appreciate that. That was hard work done. Hats off. So we don't just have these marquee races, the 4, you know, in the late pick 4 today. We have some really good other horses. We have the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes races. Sire Stakes champion season is upon us, and we have some nice horses in those as well. Like Ginger Tree Lex and also Say Goodnight. So I'm looking forward to those consolation legs today and looking at those races as well. So, and the wagering pool, we got some nice bets coming up for us on the wagering menu. So I want to talk about that a little bit before we get into it.
Absolutely. I mean, at heart, I'm a handicapper and I'm a gambler. You know, I'm a bettor. That's why I come to the track. You know, I love seeing the horses and everything, but it's pretty cool. And we have a lot of guaranteed pools on this card. We have a $10,000 guaranteed pick 4 starting in race number 1. a $5,000 guaranteed pick 5 in race 5, another $5,000 guarantee on the pick 3 in race 9. And the big sequence, the 4 big races, $20,000 guaranteed pick 4, races 10 through 13. So that's a sequence you want to play in. It really is a lot of competitive races in there. So this is not one of those sequences where you could just go single, 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 single. You're going to have to do a little bit of homework.
Yeah, we put together our pick 4 tickets. You and me were handicapping all this week since they did the draw on Monday, analyzing everything, and we put together some nice bets for you. You can always check out all of our picks for all of the races at PennHorseRacing.com and also on our social media, Penn Horse Racing at Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Well, our picks are up already. They just went up right before we went live, so check them out. Our pick 4 tickets also on there if you want to see what we're betting on today, because I feel like there's no better way to be in the game than to throw a couple dollars at it, because that's what we're all here for.
You could also go on drf.com/harness. My full card analysis is up there. That's pretty cool too, you know,
Yeah.
if you want to look at it that way.
Hey, I always take I get that for Adios, for Maxi Lee, because I need your insight, because, hey, we all know that I'm a little lean towards the thoroughbreds, but I do pretty well at the harness. But I'd like to see what you're looking at and your perspective on the race and how you see it playing out before I make my final decisions on those big days.
It's always good to have a second educated opinion that you can trust, to lean on. So you look at it yourself and you say, oh, this guy saw something I didn't, or it's always nice.
I like seeing other people's I love, and also like handicapping and talking to people about their perspectives. I think that's great. Well, we have a great lineup of interviews for you today. We're going to talk a lot more about these upcoming races, our picks too, and first we're going to start off with Dr. Moore here in just a minute. He has a couple really good horses in today, and we want to talk to him in an interview just coming up. So stay tuned. We have a lot of great guests coming upon us, and we're gonna look at these fields a little bit closer.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to talking to Doc Moore first and then Rick Kane later. These guys have been in the industry a long time. Lots of experience. I'm sure they have a lot of good stories to tell, too.
We're hopeful that Dexter Dunn gets here, but I have been texting with him, and we might not get to see him. He's stuck in some traffic. It happens. That's what happens when shows are live.
As long as he makes it for the races, I guess that's all that matters, right?
That's really all that matters. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Doc Moore. Before you head to the betting windows today, make sure you are armed with your pre-pass performances, courtesy of the Pennsylvania Horsemen's Association. Head on over to phha.org and download yours right now. Mark your calendars, because Hot to Trot is going live again soon for the PA Derby and Master Stakes. We will be live at Parks Racing on Friday, September 18th. I'll be joined by Jessica Paquette plus special guest host Matt Shaw, founder and president of First Rodeo Racing. You won't want to miss this, so join us on September 18th and get all the insight on the PA Derby and Master Stakes. Good afternoon and welcome back. We are here at Pocono Downs for Sun Stakes Saturday, and we have Dr. Moore. You just flew in from Canada. Can we talk a little bit about that? Because I was dumbfounded. I was like, he has to fly in, and he's like, yeah, he's a pilot. I'm like, no way, that's so cool.
Well, I never drive anywhere anymore, but getting down was no problem. I brought the McDonald boys with me, James and Mark, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get home tonight, though. There was rain moving in after we left up in Waterloo, Ontario, which is not too far from Mohawk Raceway. It took about an hour and 40 minutes at a stop in Buffalo for customs.
Oh.
Does it save the drivers some money if you're flying them down rather than having to fly private or something like that?
Heck no, I charge them. It saves them time. Like we all raced last night at Mohawk. I didn't get home till late, and they did as well. I'm only a VFR pilot, visual flight rules. So when it's nice weather, it's really nice to not have the drive. I find the drives tiring nowadays. So.
What do you do if you can't fly back because of the weather?
I'll stay overnight, and should be able to get out tomorrow afternoon or late morning, early afternoon. It looks like tomorrow for sure. But I'll look at the weather after my fillies race in the 6th and then make the decision, because I do have to file a manifest with Homeland Security and call Customs in Canada to set up an appointment as well.
You mentioned Mohawk. You were racing last night. You have a really, really nice colt named Shalom Hanover, who's PA Sire Stakes eligible and probably going to be in the final here. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah, he's been a nice surprise. He was a nice colt all spring, trained down very well. I guess in our top set, as did Mascarpone, who's another PA horse, and well, they're all three of them were five alarm fire who've been racing in the Stallion series. So three of them trained together, and Shalom, you know, he did everything he ever asked of him. Come from behind, cut one, whatever. Never really stood out as an exceptional colt, but the last few weeks before qualifying, he started to excel at what he does, and you can tell he's got a ton of speed, which I think is not totally tapped out yet. So it should be interesting when him and Noel Daly's colt hook up together for sure in the final.
So you've had a really good year so far for 2026. Just about 200 starts and 28% winner so far. What's really clicking in your barn this year, you think?
Well, I have some excellent help this year. I've got 5 solid grooms and 2 riders, including one young guy who does his first year with me, Jordan Cavegna, who does a lot of things without being asked, and I love that nowadays. It's hard to find young people with, you know, initiatives on their own. It's hard to find people in the business at all as far as that goes. So I'm fortunate to have some good help, some of whom have been with me for many years now, including Joe Tolino, who does the Pennsylvania runs a lot. He goes with Prince Al Hanover wherever he travels, and if I'm unable to fly there, I can trust that everything's going to be done and taken care of without any problem at all. I have some great partners, with 30, 35 partners, and I only have 20 horses now. We did get rid of a couple, but the bulk of those are yearlings, 16 yearlings, the last one of which, or 2-year-olds, I guess, the last one of which qualified yesterday for us. So they're all 20 horses are racing now, and it's getting busy, but it's fun. So a couple months, we'll be down in Florida, and all the stress will be gone.
You have a few horses racing on the card today, including Lavender Sealster and P&G Shadow in the Lynch Constellation. That's race number 6 on the card. Both haven't been on a small track in quite some time. Do you see that as any kind of issue?
No, they train on the half at home, so it shouldn't be an issue. And, you know, 5/8 in my eyes is not really a small track, an extra turn. But every year I pay up a number of 3-year-olds to the Hemp and the Lynch, because I find it to be a very good series. I mean, if you don't have a top one, you can still go for 75 American with the fillies and 100,000 with the babies, boys. And I think I've won every category of the boys. We had Odds On Platinum. I think she won the top Lynch here a couple of years ago, but that's the only filly one I've won. So I was very happy to bring them down for sure, to give it a whirl.
Lavender has been in the gold races, you know, more recently, whereas P&G Shadow is sharper but hasn't been racing against the gold. Which one do you feel like is better for today's race?
Well, she started in the gold, the latter one, P&G Shadow. Serge Savard and Ram RG Group Limited, we own her. That's the same group that owned Shadow Play, that won the Adios here the year they had it in 2008 when they're doing the Meadows over, same group, and they're both nice fillies. Lavender Sealster's always been a tad faster, but I made a shoeing change on P&G Shadow, and it seemed to make a huge difference with her, such that even Mark wanted to come down today. He has a couple other drives as well, Mark McDonald. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Hopefully this surface won't be an issue for her, because it's a lot different than Mohawk, as you know. And I think if she's anywhere near the 150 range, she should be good today.
Do you have any concerns with Lavender still being on the rail today?
No concerns at all. In fact, Mark was discussing Lawless Shadow. He had the rail here when he won the Hemp a few years back. He said, I'm going to do another Lawless Shadow today. So we'll see what happens.
Obviously, the big dog, so to speak, is Bojangles in the Max Hemp. That's race number 12. Last time we saw him go, only finished 5th, I believe, but a 52-2 back half, you know, that's pretty good. Will we see the star Bojangles that we saw as a 2-year-old again?
Well, I really can't answer that. I guess he's a difficult horse to read, because he seems to be the same every day, with not a lot of change from day to day. You know, maybe back in June when he got beat for the first time, it might have changed his attitude a little bit, but he seems to have rebounded. He got an awful rough trip, as you see there in Grand River a few weeks back. And, you know, it's not ideal to race a 3-year-old against age horses like that. In fact, I spoke about Shadow Play before the Little Brown Jug that year. I didn't have a race for a month. He got beat by a 10-year-old in the Open at Mohawk in 49 flat. So, you know, they've been around their seasoned horses. So we wanted to race him from behind, and he did that very well. I've got earplugs in him now, and there was no issue with that. Todd is kind of happy to be here to drive him today, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm not going to be disappointed either way. You know, I looked at the entries and I see Frantic Hanover didn't even make the top 10. He was in, or top 8 maybe. He was in the second division. He's 0 for 8 this year, and yet he was second to him in the Metro and the Breeders' Crown last year. So we all talk about 3-year-olds not coming back as 4-year-olds finding it tough. There's a lot of 2-year-olds that race hard and don't make it back as 3-year-olds. So it's that might be a possibility with him. Although he started the season off very well, but I don't know. Like a lot of 3-year-olds this year are bigger, stronger, and better as 3-year-olds than there was 2-year-olds, where he was a big, strong 2-year-old to start with. Hasn't changed a whole lot, let's say. So anyway, I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I think we're in a good spot there. It'll be interesting. And like I said, I'm not going to be disappointed. We had a lot of fun and enjoyment out of him last year, all of us in the stable and all of the owners as well. And they can't take that away from us. So I'm still, you know, proud to be associated with him and happy that we're here. First time he left home, by the way. So this will be interesting.
I've always been a big fan of his, so I'm excited to watch him race again today. And just taking a step back, you've built quite a career as a trainer. For some of our listeners that might not be familiar with you, what drew you into harness racing and taking this career path?
Well, there was none of it in my family. In fact, my mother was a staunch anti-gambler because her father was a gambler, I guess, and she used to tell me stories about they never had food to put on the table some days because of it. So she was totally against it. She was actually one that inspired me in an indirect manner. In Canada, they have the Royal Canadian Mounted Police as the musical ride, they call it, which are all these, they're really nice horses. They breed on their own, and they do like a dressage horse, I guess, kind of thing. And she took me to see them on a double-header card at Summerside Raceway in Prince Edward Island, where I'm from, that they had on Canada Day. One in the afternoon, one in the evening. The musical ride was in the middle. So, of course, I got to see a few races on each end. And a couple of days later, the janitor at the school, a couple blocks from the track, took me down to his stable, and that's where it all went. In fact, I quit school twice when I was 14. I was at the Meadows working for Cecil Champion in the barn on top of the hill. Albatross won the Adios that year in 2 heats, and I thought, geez, it'd be nice to win that someday. So it was pretty cool. We won it last year, and 08 was Shadow Play, as I said. So I was a career veterinarian for the first number of years. I only kept a couple of horses because I was totally conscientious of any potential conflict of interest with clients, especially when I worked in a small place like PEI. But then, I've made a career and a lifestyle out of it, and I loved every minute of it, would have done it any other way. And in 2004, I had a 2-year-old called Astronomical who changed me the other way to start becoming a trainer with the veterinarian, the second string. So I've been doing it ever since, and I love every minute of it.
Coincidentally, being from PEI, today happens to be Gold Cup and Saucer tonight. What's that experience like?
Yeah, it's always the same days here. So it limits me from going lots of years because I like coming here for those races on Sun Stakes Day. I won the Gold Cup and Saucer in '88 with a horse called the Papermaker. My son won it in 2012 with one we had called 18 that I trained back then. So we've been in it lots of times. I probably won more consolations than anybody in the Gold Cup and Saucer. I had at least 6 of those. So, it's a fun race to watch. It's a fun place to be that week for sure. I know Dave and Debbie Little are down there this week from New Jersey, and probably a lot of my other friends from around are down there in Old Home Week, it's called this year. So we'll be watching that tonight. If I'm flying, I won't be watching it. Hopefully I am kind of flying that we can get back tonight because I've had a tiring week. I was in Indiana last Friday, got home at 3 in the morning. So it's been a tough week.
I really want to know. So on Dr. Moore Air, what kind of snacks do we serve? Do we get peanuts? Do we get beverages?
Get whatever you want.
We have snacks on board?
Oh yeah, we like at nighttime. I like to take some to keep me awake because if I have the autopilot on, and it's a nice, calm, clear night, it's gets a little bit sleepy maybe once in a while. So yeah, we just have a few drinks and some snacks. That's about it to keep us going.
How many seats do you have on this plane?
4 total. It's a 4-seat low wing. It's a plane I had built in California. And it's been a sweet plane for me. It's the second one I've had now. I never got my license till February of 18 in Florida. I trained in Florida, started in December of 17. And I've got 600 hours in this plane already, and I've gone over 1,500 hours myself now in those 8 years. So, and no matter what happens on the ground, when I'm up there, it's me in the clouds and everything's all over. I don't care what kind of day I had below. I love it. It's my out, so to speak, nowadays.
That's so cool. Like, I don't know. I never imagined myself like ever being able to own a plane, but it's a pretty awesome thing if you can. And also, like, it takes a lot of time. You have to get all those like hours. And I have a brother that was a pilot, and my grandfather was a pilot, but that's a lot of work to like actually get your pilot's license.
Well, it's not work, it's fun.
It is fun.
If you like it, it's fun. In Florida, you can fly most every day there in the wintertime, I guess, which which suited me. Every afternoon we do the horses in the morning, then go flying. On the real windy days down there, a lot of the students won't go, so I used to take all their time and go on the windy days because you need to practice doing that, right? Crosswind landings and so on. So I enjoy that too. It's been great, and I hope I can keep doing that for a long time to come.
We talked about you started your career, and some of the horses you have in today and things that have gone on during your career. Last year there was kind of rumors that you might call it quits and back away. Where does that status stand?
Well, as soon as I get an hour, not sure when that might be, I need to sit down and think this out, how things might work, because I've already had a number of partners send me pictures of yearlings and pages out of books and so on. And Eric Cherry sent me a list of 22 tattoo artist yearlings. The first crop of tattoo artists, first crop of Lawless Shadows, and all of the horses that we've had that went on to be stallions, I've had some of their progeny the first year or two every year. I still buy shadow plays today. We have one today, for example. So I like to support them. So, it might be hard, but Florida's no problem. Training babies, I love it. I can do that all day. It's just when you get down here and you race, like last week, Wednesday through Monday, four different tracks on Friday, including 2 in the U.S., 2 in Canada. It gets pretty stressful at times, and at my age now, you don't handle the stress as well as you did when you're younger. There's no doubt about that.
So I think it's really interesting you said that you love working with the babies. What makes that something that you really enjoy against working with some of the more established horses that you're training and maintaining?
Well, when you take a baby, like last night I had a trotter, which I haven't had very often, won a 52 and 3 at Mohawk. You take a baby like that, unbroken, and you get them qualified and they win their first race, there's no better feeling. It's like, it's like, wow. I mean, anybody can claim a racehorse today or buy a racehorse today and go race them next week and win. Well, that's good, but it's not the same feeling as it is when you take an undeveloped baby and you make them into something that turns out pretty good. So I've enjoyed all of that, and that's where I like to, we don't keep many horses over 3, and we don't keep many 3-year-olds, just, a few. I think I had like 4 or 5 this year, and the rest are all babies and 22, 23 horses. I usually stick around 20. I find that a manageable number, but it's getting less manageable as the years roll on too. So we'll see what happens this fall. It's going to be hard to walk away from it, but I don't know. People do it all the time. I've got 3 grandkids that I don't see much of, and I'd sure like to spend some time with them. I mean, time's moving on, and there's, so you need to enjoy life, and I enjoy doing this, but there's a lot of other things that I'm missing by doing this, I guess. So
those grandbabies are very important.
Yeah.
So with P&G Shadow, you are not just the trainer, you are a part owner of this filly. What made you want to get involved on the ownership side with her?
Well, her dam is Lady Arthur, who was a homebred by Arthur Blue Chip that we had, who was a rotten so-and-so to break, I remember. She went on, she was Ohio bred, and she went on and won several Ohio Sire Stakes, top level, some of the Breeders' Championships. She made almost a couple $100,000, I think. And this filly was the first one out of her first Ontario crop of cattle wash. So I don't keep broodmares anymore. I tried that and never worked for me. So Ron and Serge kept Lady Arthur, and they basically gave me 25% of P&G Shadow, you know, as a, I don't know, token of recognition or whatever. But anyway, the first 2 weeks were breaking where she laid down to the track and from the track every single day. And I said to my wife, Nancy, I said, what the heck are we getting into here? But she never did on the track, which is interesting. And she turned out to be a pretty nice mare. She's not one, let's say, that I would go to a sale and buy, doesn't stand all correct and so on. But she's got a heart of gold and tries her heart out for you. So she's been we've enjoyed her.
Earlier today, Ashley and I were discussing the track here at Pocono. Do you have any idea what makes this track, you know, so good for the horses? You know, it's not quite like the Red Mile, but it's certainly not like a Stone Dust track. It seems like somewhere in between.
Yeah, that's about it. It is in between. It's a different surface for sure. They keep it very good here, even with the afternoon racing. As you know, it's sometimes afternoon racing, it's hard to keep a track in as good a shape as you might have it at nighttime. So they do a very good job here, the track crew does, and I've always liked it here. And I hope my horses like it here today as well.
Absolutely. Well, it has been a pleasure having you over here. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're a busy man and you have some horses that you need to get ready for the races today. I love all of the enthusiasm that you have for the industry and the time and the effort you've put in. And I think you definitely need to spend some more time with those grandbabies and fly more.
You just convinced me. So, you know, if I quit this fall, that's where it came
It's
from.
all your fault.
I know. All right. Well, he's not going to quit. Guys.
You're going to be getting nasty texts now and stuff.
He would make like celebrity appearances, okay? It would be like he's coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
We'll make it a big deal. I'll send out tweets.
All right.
With grandbabies are important. All right. Well, don't go anywhere because coming up next we have Racing Secretary Rick Kane joining us, and we're going to go through the fields today and some of these real big races and our pick four in the late pick four. Dive into those fields. So just stay tuned, and we will be back shortly.
Wait, Drew Hoyer, what are you doing here? The races don't start till later.
But there's always something to wager on.
Like what?
Like over there. I bet the guy in the bucket hat gets there first before the lady in the green top.
And they're off and racing! It's Lady in the Green taking an early strike, but here comes Bucket Hat! It's now down to just these two! They're nose to nose! They're coming down the finish! And it's a disappointment.
So when's first post?
Now that's worth your wager.
Sign up today at PennHorseRacing.com.
Head up north to Erie for a night of graded stakes action. Presque Isle Downs hosts the Master Stakes for the fillies and mare and headlines on the card. But that's not all. It also features the Presque Isle Mile. It all goes down on September 18th. First post, 5 p.m. Find more information at PennHorseRacing.com. Before you head to the betting windows today, make sure you are armed with your pre-pass performances, courtesy of the Pennsylvania Horsemen's Association. Head on over to phha.org and download yours right now. Mark your calendars because Hot to Trot is going live again soon for the PA Derby and Master Stakes. We will be live at Parks Racing on Friday, September 18th. I'll be joined by Jessica Paquette plus special guest host Matt Shaw, founder and president of First Rodeo Racing. You won't want to miss this, so join us on September 18th and get all the insight on the PA Derby and Master Stakes.
Our horse racing and breeding industries are vitally important to Pennsylvania. The Standard Bred Breeders Association of Pennsylvania proudly represents breeders located in every corner of the Commonwealth. These farms preserve green space, they provide thousands of jobs and significant economic impact, and they're also home to the next generation of Standard Bred champions. For more, please visit us online at standardbredbreederspa.org.
If you're looking for harness racing a little closer to home, fair season is in full stride across Pennsylvania, now through September. Find live racing at a fairgrounds near you and get the full fair schedule at penhorseracing.com.
Hi, and welcome back to Hot to Trot, and we are joined with one of the men who's probably done so many different jobs in this industry, but right now sits here at Pocono Downs as our racing secretary, putting together all these amazing races throughout the season. But today is the big day. I kind of like to refer to these stakes days as almost like a yearly wedding day, so it's an anniversary maybe, because we've had quite a few of them now. So Rick, tell me, what goes into like putting on a day like today here at Pocono Downs for you as the racing secretary?
Well, the number one thing is the money. The money brings them in. And when you have the money, you have the best in North America coming here. That's what we have here today.
I love that.
You've been in the industry a long time. Most people probably don't know you even worked for me for a little while, for Sports Eye when we were back there. What has the journey been like for you in this industry, from track to track and stuff like that?
Quick funny story. The first 2 years I did work in the racing office was strictly money for college. And obviously I overstayed my visit. But yeah, racing's been very good. But my family was in racing, and so I had a background in it. And I've worked everywhere from Bangor, Maine to Pompano Beach, Florida, and many tracks in between.
Rockingham Park, I know you were there as well,
Yeah, I worked there in 77 to 79 as an assistant. And when they brought back harness racing in 2003, I was racing secretary. And I have a lot of memories for that place.
You've outlived a lot of these tracks. All, the tracks are all closing, and here you are. You're still kicking.
Yeah.
What is the most interesting position you've held at a racetrack?
Well, I would say, obviously, the race office is race secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And I really can't think of any track that I didn't like working at. I've had fun all the way. I mean, I had 2 great summers at Ocean Downs. I mean, everybody loves Ocean Downs. And, I worked at Brandywine when that was going. Beautiful track, beautiful. And, yeah, I would say racing office work.
So for viewers that don't know what a racing secretary does, can you just give us a brief synopsis of what your job really entails?
Well, what you do is you write conditions that the horsemen enter by, and usually it's predicated on earnings over a certain period of time. Today we have stake races, which are a little bit different. People pay into it over a certain period of time, starting with a nomination fee, and that's why you have bigger purses for these races. But the overnights, you tweak them a little bit here and there, and but basically they know the race is coming up the next week and so on.
Why do you think this setup of stakes races works so well, in your opinion? Most places have the elimination in the final format, or they just take a field of 10 and the top 10 money earners or top 8 money earners. Here we have all these separate divisions rather than, a big purse and a small purse.
Well, the format was actually created when we were at Harrah's down in Philadelphia. And it was predicated on a necessity because there was very few windows of opportunity to have a stake race. And in fact, for one example, we used to have down there the Battle of the Brandywine. And the first year we had it, because we could only get 1 week, we had divisions of it. So I'm thinking, you can't do that with this type of a race and everything. So we, actually, I came up with this idea. I remember it was like a track, I can't remember which one, out in the Chicago area. They had a format like this where it was predicated on earnings for the season, to what division you got in. And that's how we did it. So it was just purely out of necessity.
And a lot of guys get a chance to earn some money here, which is kind of nice. You don't have to have the best horse.
Oh, absolutely. The way it is, every year, it really works out where it really you get the horses in the division where they belong, and it really does work well.
They're doing a little sound testing here at the racetrack,
see
so
that.
if any of our...
I thought we were an
Oh.
NFL game.
I'm used to working at the Meadowlands on the set, and everyone's around us screaming at the screens and stuff, so this is like nothing. This is quiet for me.
Well, Gerard just said that our listeners can't hear it, so that's great. We're good then. So talk a little bit about specifically Sun Stakes today. Obviously, this is one of the biggest race days, like you said, in the Northeast, bringing in these horses from outside. But what does this day mean for our local horsemen and, here specifically at Poconos Down that race, majority year round here?
Well, it highlights the best of the sport, and that's what you want. Like when they brought the casinos in, it was an opportunity to enhance the sport of racing, and because of that, you get to have events like this, and it really does highlight the quality of the racing.
It also draws a big crowd from the community here,
Oh, yeah,
from the
absolutely.
racetrack to come see.
Absolutely.
Is being a race secretary kind of a lost art nowadays? You have a lot of people, I think, who do it remotely and stuff. You're still at the track every single day. It's kind of old school.
Believe me, I'm old school. And my good friend Karen Pavilion, who does the Meadowlands, and I think she does Bangor as well.
She does another track. I think she does Shenandoah, too.
Shenandoah, right.
Yeah.
And she does it from home. God bless her. But I guess at least it's not going the way of AI.
No.
And most people haven't seen, when you go into most race offices, they're kind of I don't know, dim and dark and I don't know, industrial. Rick always has a very colorful office. I don't know if people have seen his office, but he has a very colorful office.
Like some people call it a mini Hall of Fame Goshen.
The wall we're discussing is the wall of win pictures and just pictures that have, in your career, just notable horses, times, articles. You have everything framed and perfectly placed on your wall.
Well, that's what you do when you're a pack rat.
I love it. Well, I wouldn't say it's a packer because you have it displayed wonderfully, but there's not much room for it. I mean, do we still have room on those walls to add more pictures to?
I'm thinking of taking a wall out to extend.
Okay, we're gonna need this. We're gonna start hanging things in the hallway then.
I've started.
Oh yes, I'm here for it. And do you hang these yourself, or?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, we don't even call it maintenance.
No.
All right, I have some pictures I need hung at my house, so.
My fees are very reasonable.
Okay, good to
I'm
know.
at a room in my office. I have my Hall of Fame plaque. I don't even have any place to put it in my office. I'm not sure what to do with it.
Well, you need to get that up. You need to make some room. Go into the hallway.
You got to find room.
My wife suggested we have a picture of our two kids, that I got for her 15 years ago or something. Not 15, maybe 12 years ago. It's hanging up in our hall. She suggested I take that down and put up the Hall of Fame thing. I said, I can't take that picture down. What are you, crazy?
Oh, I love it. Well, we are not going anywhere, and we are keeping Rick here because next up we are going to go through the late pick four, who we're looking at those big stakes races here at Pocono Downs today. So stay tuned. We will be right back.
The biggest day in Pennsylvania thoroughbred racing is almost here. The Pennsylvania Derby returns to Parks Racing on September 19th. First post is at 10:30 a.m. Presented by Bet Parks and featuring the Grade 1 Cotillion and PA Derby. Head on over to PennHorseRacing.com for all the details, and we'll see you there.
Another beautiful day of Pennsylvania horse racing. Better send out the past performances. That way my fellow wager warriors can win big with better bets.
Oh, nice. The Wager Warrior just sent me the past performances for today. Thanks, Wager Warrior.
Don't mention it. Get your free past performances today at PennHorseRacing.com.
We're back, and it's pick four time, and we're going to talk about the big four races. It's a $20,000 guaranteed pick four. Starts in race 10 with the Grade 1 $250,000 James Lynch Memorial. Rick, this is not something you usually do, discuss your horses and your selections, but you've been around this industry a long time. I would think you have some knowledge here.
Well, this race, it kind of looks like, on paper anyway, it looks like a two-horse race between Sangria Summer and Be Perfect BG. I mean, big races, there's always a chance of upsets and everything, but the history of these races here, pretty much the favorites always seem to be victorious in these events. So, and between these two horses, I'm going to go with Be Perfect BG.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Well, what's your thought on this, Ashley?
So I love Be Perfect BG. Dexter Dunn is taking, the bike on this one. Love Dexter. We hope Dexter makes it. He might be able to come in and say hi, but I had some questions for him before, we got into the racing. I did already put my picks out there, but I haven't placed my ticket. But I had a couple questions about some horses. But I do. I think this would probably be an easy single for me. But I ended up throwing in Sangria Summer as well. I think her coming fresh off that win last time and with James McDonald on the bike, I really like her a lot too. So threw her in. Value pick, the number 6, Darling Angel. This horse has won her last 6 starts. So I'd like to throw a little value in there. I didn't put it in my pick 4 ticket, but that's something I would play, in my tries and in my exactas. So.
Yeah, I went very logical in here with the same 2 horses, Be Perfect BG and Sangria Summer. I believe Be Perfect BG maybe a little bit too aggressive last time. Kind of pulled Dexter to the lead and didn't have her best day. And you see that sometimes with the fillies or the mares. Sometimes whether they're cycling or whatever, and they just don't put in their best performance. I'm not saying that was the issue this time, but she's right back in. I expect her to put in a big effort. If there was a long shot I would throw in there, it'd be the 7 Shikari. This is a very fast and talented horse that really has found herself over the last few weeks. I'm telling you, she has a lot of ability. I wouldn't be surprised if she keeps rolling, but this is a tough spot from the outside.
Yeah, she raced very good. Adio Volo.
Yeah, she was huge that day, and she was a good price. I think she was like 16-1 or something like that. So that was a good one as well.
Yeah, I had her. That's where I think everyone got dropped in our pick 6 or. Devils, we did the pick 3. No, it was the pick 3 with Michael and Jeff and Kevin.
I had a pick 3 ticket with her on it.
I had one too, and everybody else got dropped, and I was still in. Thank goodness. Yes. So yeah, I have her on as well in some of my other bets for the day. But yeah, looking more at my tries and things, she would be on in my picks for those as well. If we want to move right along here. To race 11, we are doing some 3-year-old filly trotters. And Rick, this is a really nice field as well for the day.
This race, I'm just looking at the 1 horse, Victoriana's Secret. She made an uncharacteristic break in the Hamiltonian Oaks limb, but she bounced back in her last start at the Red Mile. I think she's definitely the horse to beat in here.
I agree. I have her in my picks.
She's in my picks as well, but I went with 2 other horses as well. And quite frankly, this is one of those races where it's wide open. You can use 6 horses in here if you really wanted to. I really like Little Road a little bit from Roger Hammer. This horse has gone back-to-back miles in 52. It's been really impressive. You know where she's going to be. She's going to be on or in the pocket or on the lead, so she's going to be in good position. I'd love if I can get 10-1, which is the morning line on her, but I don't know that that's going to happen or not. And the other horse I like a little bit is Custom. I don't think she's at her best on the smaller track. I think she's better on the big track. But on this kind of track here, we have a really wide passing lane here. And this is the kind of horse that could just sit the 3-hole and come darting up the inside and get the job done because she's got a big burst. I mean, we've seen it from her before.
Yeah, I have her on as my value pick for the day. But yeah, I had number 6 as well. So set your sights high. I am. With Dexter Dunn, I'm setting high. We're gonna cash some tickets.
Just 2 horses?
Yeah, I think I had just 2 horses on. No, I have 3. I'm looking back. I have. Sorry, it's on my iPad. I have 3. Yep.
What's your third? Is it
it was Custom.
Okay,
Custom is my value. I'm hoping that hits and I cash a bigger ticket.
Well, I'm hoping Little Road hits and I cash a bigger ticket.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see who's cashing tickets at the end of the day. I'll make sure I tweet it and tag you in it.
those are the filly divisions. We still have the boys divisions coming up, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back with the Max Hemp, which is really I think the highlight of the card for a lot of people, where all the big horses that have won the top 3-year-old pacing divisions have been racing. So we'll be back shortly.
Wait, Drew Hoyer, what are you doing here? The races don't start till later.
But there's always something to wager on.
Like what?
Like over there. I bet the guy in the bucket hat gets served first before the lady in the green top.
And they're off and racing. It's Lady in the Green taking an early strike, but here comes Bucket Hat. It's now down to just these two. They're nose to nose. They're coming down the finish, and it's a disappointment.
So when's first post?
Now that's worth your wager.
Sign up today at PennHorseRacing.com.
Head up north to Erie for a night of graded stakes action. Presque Isle Downs hosts the Master Stakes for the fillies and mare and headlines on the card. But that's not all. It also features the Presque Isle Mile. It all goes down on September 18th. First post, 5 p.m. Find more information at PennHorseRacing.com.
And we are back to talk about one of our marquee races here today at Pocono Downs, the Maxie Hemp Memorial for 3-year-olds open pace. So excited for this race. First post is going to be at 6:21 tonight. So we have a little bit of time. You still have time to get your pick 4 tickets in, and that is what we're discussing right now. And this card is more of a, this race is more of an elimination style stakes race. And these are sophomore pacers, top ones in North America. I'm going right with our Adios eliminations winner and our winner, Al Poppy. I like Al Poppy a lot. So that's going on my pick 4 ticket, along with the number 4 odds on Mamba. That was also part of my picks for that day as well. I think a fantastic horse there. Who are you looking at, Derek?
It's a really exciting race because you have North America Cup winner, odds on Mr. Mamba. You have the Meadowlands Pace winner, Brandon Boulevard. The Adios winner, Al Poppy. The Cane Pace winner, Sweet Love and Lou. I'm not done yet. The Milstein winner, Malillo. So it's really cool to have all these. And you have Bojangles, who's the 2025 Horse of the Year. So
Yeah.
I ended up going too deep, and I ended up landing on the same 2 horses as you. All that introduction for that. I think Al Poppy's going to be in the right position. You know he's going to the front. He should be sitting no worse than second. And odds on Mr. Mamba, I really feel like this horse is better from off the pace. And we really haven't had that opportunity. He's been raced a little bit more aggressively lately. With so much power in the field, I think James McDonald can kind of take him back, let him relax, and then make his move.
You know, there are a number of horses who could be victorious in this race. This is a tough race. It's amazing that Malillo, who last week won the Milstein at Northfield, is 12-1 morning line. What's that tell you? How tough this race is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Brandon Boulevard.
I like that horse a lot too. I had him on a couple lower tickets. I think, yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good horse. There's no doubt about it. He wasn't at his best in the cane for whatever reason. I don't know why. My only concern with Brandon Boulevard is if the race develops like I think, Al Poppy will leave, maybe another horse from the outside will leave. Does that leave Brandon Boulevard first over? And I was a little concerned about the trip he might get.
I don't want to sleep on Sweet Love and Lou either, though. I think that could come in at a sneaky good price if you're looking to make some value plays, like I always am. And haven't been going great, but I think we could have a turnaround. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I love that horse.
Listen, I think he could win, but I think he needs the right setup to win.
Okay.
If they're going really fast, let's say Gentleman's Club and Al Poppy both fire out there and they go down to the quarter and 25 and 4 and the half and 53 or 52 and 4. So like they're really motoring. That really helps Sweet Love and Lou's chances of making that rally again like he did last time in the Cane Pace. But he needs a little bit of help. He's not going to do the work and win this race. He needs some other horses to do the work, and then he can take over late.
All right. Well, you heard it here. We'll see. Moving on to the final race in our pick for the Earl Beal Jr. Memorial Stakes race. That is going to be race 13. And post time is, I don't even have, 6:42.
The great thing about Pocono is they run the races off fast. There's no lollygagging here, you know.
I don't know about today, though.
Usually it changes on stakes races. We all know that. But hey, that's the hope. That's the hope this time we're going to go off. Derek, talk a little bit about who you're looking at in this one. I think this is a pretty...
Listen, the way you make money, especially in these pick 4 races and stuff like that, is to find a race where everyone's going to like a lot of different horses and they're going to be spreading deep, and you single one. And that's kind of what my thought is here with Diabolic Hill. The horse has been right there in a lot of these races. Really, you know, had no opportunity in the Hambletonian from post position 9. It was an impossible spot in that elimination. You know, this is a horse with early speed, can go to the front, and best of all, we're getting first-time Lasix here. So I'm making this all up in my head. You know, I tried to reach out to Annie Stobie. I didn't hear back from her in time, and I'm thinking that this horse maybe needed Lasix heading into the Hambletonian, but the Hambletonian doesn't allow Lasix, right? So why put the Lasix on if you're going to have to take it back off again?
Yeah.
So maybe this horse needed it beforehand, and you know, I'm kind of using that as a little bit of a hunch theory that the Lasix is going to move this horse up a bunch.
I have him on my ticket along with the number 3. We're closing in close right now to when we're going to be doing the national anthem. So I want to get your thoughts real quick on this race.
Well, I have to go with the 3 as well.
Okay.
He's been racing fairly good, consistent this year. You know, he's over 200,000 for the year and everything, coming off a win, and I like the driver.
Hey, you're right. You can't go along with Andrew McCarthy.
He reminds me a little bit of a former Hambletonian winner, Broadbond, because he was a horse with good tactical speed that got in good positions, you know.
Well, I think we're going to show our graphic of our final pick tickets. I am the not budget-friendly ticket. Rick's the most budget. He singled them all.
He went single,
50 cents.
Well, they must not pay him well here because he can't afford to make a bigger ticket.
Nor he's very confident.
Could you tell my boss that?
I will. I'll go in the dining room and tell him right away.
So 50 cents. You're confident. You're confident in your picks. I love it. And then, Derek, you're at $6 with yours.
$6. You know what? It's the kind of ticket where I think you could play second tickets, you know, and key horses like Be Perfect BG on a second ticket, just so you have more coverage if that favorite wins.
I was there, and then I added another horse in the first race because I was like, I'm a little iffy. So I am the not budget-friendly. I am the deep pockets with $9 for my late pick 4 ticket here at Pocono Downs for Sun Stakes. And, hey, we'll see who's cashing what, but I guess the odds are more in my favor. I have more horses on my ticket than anybody else.
I have a feeling of us 3, I'm the one who's going to be betting the most, so hopefully I'm cashing the most.
I don't know. I've put in already a couple tickets. I like to bet them individually. We'll see. We'll see if I'll bet the first 4 like without putting in money, just like my write down bets, and then see if I actually am cashing tickets.
I'm getting a little distracted by the motorcycle gang down there.
There are motorcycles on the apron right now. So thank you all for coming in watching Hot to Trot Live. This is Ashley Wood, and Derek, thank you so much for joining me. And also, Rick, this has been a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Dexter didn't make it in time. We'll try and post a little interview with him later on today. So keep watching our social. We'll be here all day, and tune in or get here now to Pocono Downs here at Mohegan, Pennsylvania. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.